reviewing that show. We review that show. And if we think we can, then we can still view that show. All the people be trying to view like us, but you know we can. It's and that's it.
We get back to the wrap around with Keith David in his red vest, and basically Dumas Beach. But Dumas Beach, like, boys will be boys, they're not rapists. I'm like, son, like, they're not rapists for drugging women, dog. I mean, I understand your character is supposed to be Trump, but I mean, you gotta at least justify it. Like, even if it's a poor justification. Raheem know this about when we deal with wrestling, you know what I mean? Like, they got the good guys and bad guys, the faces and the heels. And even if it's something preposterous that the heel, the bad guy character has done, he will justify it regardless. Some kind of way to sell that shit. So it's like, my nigga, if my nigga, your stories about these rapists, you gotta come up with a justification if you're gonna say that boys will be boys. Mm-hmm. But, you know, that's not the most damning thing to be coming at. It's just something that just comes to mind generally watching this.
I mean, that happens a lot throughout this. A lot of things are either too on the nose or like don't make sense.
Now we get to the shit. The shit.
Keith David as his final.
The shit.
No one.
No, that's not the final one. Yeah, the final one's the poopity poop, the poopity pop.
Yeah, this is one that just sort of like kind of puts everybody off, takes everybody off guard. Yeah. And he's like, you know what? You ain't gotta ask me. Is there time for another tale? Yeah, and because he got pissed off because at first he just thought Dumas Beach was the problem. Yeah. But then he realizes, oh no, all of you are his accomplices in this bullshit. White women, 56%, whatever, you know what I mean? The ones that helped Trump get in office. Yeah. Bitch, you're letting this shit go. You letting this shit ride. You letting these white men destroy the country just as much because of the bullshit that you letting go and you voting for. And you look at the well-mannered white man, the other guy. Nigga, just you might not be as much of an asshole as Dumas Beach, but you're just as much as of a problem. So that scene, you know, sold itself without being how certain things have been. And we get into the last movie, The Sacrifice, and I will continue to say, when this one came on, I was like, this is where the money went. This one looks better. I feel like the acting is great in this one. You know what I mean? I was just like so in tune.
Even the tone.
Yeah. I was, now hold on, pause. This is something that Devin brought to my attention.
Uh-oh. Right, what did you say? There's light there.
You see the lights are on, right?
That's what I thought that from the very, okay, yeah.
Why is my man holding the lamp if the light's on?
But I thought, like, maybe we're supposed to believe this is dim.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
So that we can see
so
it.
We can see it. Dark. Right, exactly.
I was really pulled into this one when I first saw it. I was like, oh shit. All right, let's go. We might be 2 for 2 in this one. You know what I mean? Like I was going with it. And the ending, like I'm gonna just say, spoiler alert. The ending was just weird for me. We're gonna get to the ending, but the ending was just.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm not gonna say too much on it till we get there, but the ending, like,
it's weird for me.
It pissed me off a little because I was like, wait, this could have been a fairly decent. This could have been the best one of the whole anthology.
I mean, a lot of people like this one the most.
Yeah, but it has certain things in it that make me say nah.
Right. That threw me off as well.
The ending is rough because there's a lot of things that are unexplained.
And in this one, the ending might just be about personal taste. It might not even be about, you know, writing or whatnot. Because I'm just saying, personal taste wise.
Right.
It didn't sit for me, like, and on top of, we have a logistics issue. I forget about that part of it. So we're going to get to it. So, but we're in the beginning still, and I like everybody in this beginning opening scene. I like the old man with the freaking lamp. His acting is amazing and just nice. That's what I'm saying. When y'all say,
I forget his name, man.
When these motherfuckers say all the acting in the motherfucking film was bad.
That's complete garbage.
That's
garbage.
That's why I was like, no, that's not true.
Dude, everybody in this story killed it.
Yes.
Everyone. Shouts out to homie Chris. He from Chris Horn.
Oh yeah, shout out to him.
He's from New Orleans.
Awesome.
If I may,
playing Emmett Till.
Apparently, his uncle came into my place in Florida and was like, "I'm looking for that new Emmett Till movie."
That's what he called it.
And it took me a second because I'm kind of like, no, they're making a Emmett Till movie. I'm pretty sure that thing ain't even in production yet. Boy, you black folks in the internet. I mean, I don't know what y'all doing. And so, and then later on, he was like, he was on the phone with somebody. He was doing it. He was having like 2 conversations at once. He was like, "Oh, no, my bad. They call it Tales from the Hood too."
They call it.
Allegedly.
They call it
They
Tales
call
from the Hood too.
I'm
You
like,
know, it's
alright.
really the Emmett Till story
Yeah.
with a bunch of previews that just happen to last 20 minutes apiece.
You know, my nephew in there,
Oh, of
huh?
course he told you that.
You know my nephew in there. He Emmett Till.
Yes,
Like, oh, okay, yeah.
and I enjoyed his performance as Emmett Till, specifically in the past. Because in the present,
Yes.
when it comes back
Yeah.
around with him, it's just too wordy. They gave this man too much to say and too much to sell. And I don't put it on Chris. It's just too much that this man got to do that I just didn't agree with.
Yeah.
But when
Just
he in the
the word,
past
yeah.
and it was way more subtle and less words and more acting, man, Chris killed it, bro.
Yeah, most definitely.
But like, yeah, so basically 2 white men come to the door of this old black man house. They come in, it's the old time, so the old black man gotta let him in. They come in, 2 boys sleeping in the bed. They go, they pick one. Like we come to find out that's Emmett Till, and we reliving, what happened with Emmett Till for whistling at the white girl. So as soon as Emmett Till wake up and he looks at the camera, I like that scene that had went down when you look at the camera, then boom, we're in our present story with the interracial couple, the guy that's the councilman that's running that wants to be mayor, so he's gonna be Uncle Tom it seems, and his wife that's pregnant, and she keeps having these dreams about Emmett or about the boy. Saying the boy is gonna kill our kid and shit, or the boy
Let
don't
me
want
tell you
to
something.
be
When she
born.
started saying that, I got kind of excited because I was like, "Oh shit, are we gonna get like murderer, vengeful Emmett Till?"
I thought and wanted
She's
Killer
Dude,
Till.
relation. Yeah, I was like,
I wanted Killer Till in the story. I thought at one point, like when Emmett at the very end freeze all the freaking KKK people were gonna get to, I thought it was gonna be like, all right, killer time, murk, everybody's dead. We murking niggas, Emmett Till murking all these Killer Clan people.
right.
That'd have been amazing.
I also thought that maybe the white woman was somehow related to these white men.
That's
The
what I
ones
thought,
that
yeah.
Like
killed them,
immediately, I
that
was
beat
like,
them.
"Oh, there's some kind of relationship here, and that's her punishment." Like I
Right.
thought.
That's one of my favorite things about Candyman. Candyman was a
Yeah.
slave that was fucking a white woman, and they killed this man, cut off his hand, put honey on him, and the bees fucking stung him to death. And he came back to murk all the fucking descendants of them people. Now I was like, bro, that's why I'm so amped, because I want Jordan Peele to play into that, dog. You got a fucking a former slave murking the white people, nigga. Let white descendants, nigga. That's scary. That's real. Let's go.
It is.
But yeah, so that's what I thought was getting with this. I was like, Emmett Till about to come back on these motherfuckers. But like it's been said before, this plays more as a Twilight Zone episode more so than straight on horror,
Which is a different kind of horror.
which is a different kind of horror.
Yeah.
See, I'm going like we thinking, damn, we wish Emmett Till turned slashy in this bitch,
Right.
and instead, or even turn mystical, whatever the fuck. But they're going for
But I think
that weird story that just leaves you kind of odd.
Yeah, I feel like we probably wanted that too because we didn't really get it, and I feel like the first Tales from the Hood gave us a lot of that darkness and that
Action.
in the whole movie. Like it's been missing the whole movie. So of course, when you get this, you're like, oh, okay, here it comes, and it doesn't come. So it just makes me wonder if maybe they had maybe if at least one of the other stories, or maybe the wraparound had a darker tone, maybe this would have been, it would have worked a little better.
Because I could have said the same for the wraparound, man. That robot could have killed everybody. Would you about to say him?
Right.
No, I was just agreeing with her. Yes.
Yeah. So we got the boys, Emmett Till, and I guess his friend that was with him for whistling at the girl, the white man, and throwing him in the back of the truck. They ride in the truck, and we go back to I forgot this guy's name. I know
Yeah,
the
I can't
actor's name is
remember his name
Kedrick Cross is the actor's name. I think he did a great job as well.
He did.
But I forget his character's
I don't
name.
remember the character's name.
All I can think is respect the sacrifice.
Yeah,
I like it.
Devin's about to walk in right now. Peep Devin. Devin.
Oh!
Devin.
Ah! Did not
Wait,
know
what?
that.
See?
I didn't know
You
that.
were eating, feeding your face, fat girl,
Fat
Nola.
girl.
Yes, go back.
Follow
Let's
me.
see him.
But like, yeah, so his mom's enters because, and it's like his, and I like a lot about this scene when his mom's comes. Damn it, say his mom was kind of mean, and the actor lady was kind of mean.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but hold up, he's about to walk. My dude D-Mac about to walk in the back. Bam, bam, bam. Look at that, look at that.
D-Mac.
D-Mac, boom. Shouts out to D-Mac.
Yeah.
But yeah, dog. The mom basically mad at her son for being a Republican and riding for them for voter suppression. Once again, cool ass story, you know what I mean? Voter suppression,
Very
you know what I'm
cool
saying?
Until Colonel Sanders walks out.
But I gotta wonder,
God.
dog.
It goes over
Is
the
voter suppression the last straw you would think with Emmett Till to come back? I feel like we talk about something that's the last straw for Emmett Till to come back, my nigga. I can think of a few other avenues, even though this still works for me.
No, but it's
that actually kind of works for me.
It's like the thing we could afford to.
Oh.
Nah, writing is writing. Writing is writing. You can write many different options.
I had to make a joke.
This motherfucker. Which one of us is evil Marty? Which one of us is evil Marty, man? This was the favorite Marty, dog. What's going on?
I don't know you anymore.
I don't know.
Who are you?
So I like the story. I like the setup between the mom and the son here. And the son's like, man, like basically I can have my own ideas and such of that nature, bro. And the mom's like, bro, no, you riding with that crack of cotton. They try to get people to pick cotton. We get the joke, guys. And
good going, good with it. Yeah.
You know, and we go back. I really like the scene with these two boys. This was even greatly shot. I just love the scene with the two boys in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Chris and Adrian Lockett.
I'm sorry.
No, what's that?
Oh no, I was just gonna say that I feel like, and I know this would sort of change the essence of the story, but I really would like to just see the Emmett Till story just sort of play out. Like that's what I was kind of hoping for, but the whole cutting back and forth for me.
You know what?
I
didn't expect that. Like hearing about this movie and the hype about it, the hype that I heard at least. Okay. When I heard the last story was going to center around Emmett Till, I thought we were just going to be with Emmett Till. Mm-hmm. But then at some point come to the future and have something. But the back and forth on the first viewing kind of...
Keep going.
It threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
What if they would have flipped it and made the main story, the Emmett story, and made whatever was going on in the future being reactionary to whatever Emmett is going through. And it's him... Or even someone from the future coming to him saying, bruh, like what if it started with, this didn't go how it usually goes? Like, what if it started with, like, maybe we showed a few, like, Groundhog Days of Emmett dying, but then this time, Emmett made a different decision. And through his different decision, we're also seeing possibly how the future's being changed. And maybe he's seeing someone, or maybe his partner's having dreams or something, or whatever, of, like, somebody from the future, they seeing it. I mean, maybe there's a different way to flip it, because once again, I really dug everything in the past in this one more so than the present. The present shit was cool, but the style, I like looking at the style, how you, the visual stylings of it. Like I said, just everything, everything about the past, because it made me realize I've never seen Emmett Till on film. I've never seen anybody tackle that story. Yeah. You feel me? So if we're gonna tackle it, even in a mystified way, I want to see more of it than anything else.
Right.
So I agree with y'all.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's just, and also too, I was just gonna say this one more thing, is that just like with all the, like there's a lot of like back catalog information on Emmett Till that I have in my head, so just sort of that whole build up.
Marty was in the Emmett Till play, if we didn't say that.
Oh yeah.
D-Mac and Marty were in the Emmett Till play that was at Dillard University. Pre-Katrina, it caused a lot of buzz. It caused a lot of buzz in the city when it first dropped.
Yeah,
so my son knew about that Till.
I definitely went and saw it when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Guess what, right? I was in middle school too.
Young motherfuckers. Anyway, no, I was just like, this is dope, and like, yeah, you were right. Yeah, I hadn't seen it on film.
But we were totally fucking while y'all was still trying to figure it out.
Wow.
So yeah, let me put that there.
Wow. I definitely wasn't.
What?
I was weird. I hadn't done anything. I didn't even kiss yet. I didn't kiss till I was 15.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is just when it left, Marty. Keep going.
Oh wow. I don't even know where to go now. I kind of want y'all to continue. I don't have
No,
anything.
you do not want us to continue.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, just hit play, man. Let's just fuck it.
So my dude, Councilman Uncle Tom, nigga, dog. His mama going off on his ass.
Yeah, she really is eating him up.
She eat him up. Oh, we have it playing on mute in the background, and she's just giving him every expression, every bit of your ass better not be voting for people, for niggas not being able to vote.
Maybe she wasn't me. Maybe she was method.
I love the scene of how the wife pop up in the back, just walking across. That was nicely done.
There's a little sound or like sound cue in there that's like when she comes through, and I'm like, I like that a lot too. That was a really dope setup there. Yeah.
This story ran for a good minute. Like, I was very intrigued for a good large part of this until
it felt like date night got cut, like maybe a little bit short, so that this story could maybe take a couple more minutes.
Date
night
wouldn't be long anyway.
Yeah,
it didn't need to be there.
Yeah, but I feel like there's some that was probably I don't know.
And I laughed at this part where the wife, she keeps on feeling like she sees the boy's out there, He's saying this boy doesn't want the baby to be born because he don't think we deserve it, etc., etc. And the mama like, well, I feel the presence too. Like, this some old black lady shit. We talk to spirits, and she like, yeah, baby, I feel it.
I feel the presence.
You feel it, you better believe it.
Yeah, man. He like, man, mom, shut up.
Right.
That's basically what he said.
Come on, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. Like, I could see myself in that scenario. Like, oh God, why you egging her on? Shut up,
son. I said this before, dog. Old boy had all the answers in this movie so many times. He had so many. The main character, Uncle Tom, main character, dog. There's so many times he said and did things exactly how. Yep, that's what I would have said when that motherfucker said this. Mm-hmm. That's what I would have said or done when that motherfucker said that. Okay, go ahead with it. So the doctor comes, Dr. Martin.
Oh, he was Dr. Martin. That's
interesting. And he said, you know, her she needs help to rest and shit. Yeah. She tripping. He ain't say she's shrinking her stomach yet. That comes later when he's racist, right?
On, yeah. Nothing weird has happened yet.
The weird part is he didn't make an impression as this version of himself. He only made an impression as the guy.
As the later version.
The racism was I was laughing.
Racism was amazing.
Racism was amazing. I really fuck with racism. I don't know where your black ass got that phone from, but you better call.
Get an ass invisible.
Oh my God. So now we get into this white ass dinner party that
get out ass dinner party.
Oh my God, son!
Yeah,
that's
Uncle Tom Henry.
And he's doing his most. And that's one thing about this actor, though, dog. He's so likable, dog. That even though he's been a complete Tom, I still don't really want bad things to happen to him. He hasn't stricken me as
the character name Henry.
Henry's name, okay, Henry. His name ain't Tom, though, huh?
No.
Okay, I'm about to say, damn, don't do that. Don't do that. But like, yeah. So Henry as. I like the way the actor plays him, son. Like he plays him as if he actually believes this shit, even through the racism. Because remember, the nigga kept cracking that joke on him. Here, he would have been working at this here party.
Yeah, that made my skin crawl.
Boy, what cotton?
I was taken aback by how the hell this man looks. This man looks like fucking actual Colonel Sanders.
He looks like racism.
But worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like he went to the racism store and it's like, I need you to dress me.
I need to look like racism.
What does racism smell like? I need that shit all over my body.
Racism. Good old fashioned.
Soon as he walks in the room, you know he's racist.
Yeah, racism soap.
Yeah.
He has Confederate flag draws on right now.
He's got a secret tattoo, man.
Yeah, right.
I don't think that guy's an act. I think he's real.
You didn't know he was
an actual person.
You didn't know he was in a movie.
That
was really running for governor.
Just tell him here, talk.
I'm being mad, Mississippi.
Oh my god.
Wait, this is a movie? Why y'all need me to do it again? This is for my promotional video.
D gave me behind the scenes that this man did not know his lines. And
I'm not surprised.
Oh, for real?
It took him a minute to get through this entire monologue.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. All right, interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Because it was so natural.
Really well.
Right, it came across so natural.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that. Okay.
Yeah, man. And, we talk about this man, white wife.
His white wife.
To prove that racism ain't real because he has a white wife. And, it's very telling that Henry's the only black person.
Yeah.
And that message of white people placating other white people about black people was very apparent. You cannot preach your shit to your fellow whites to say anything about black folk. Like, that don't even make sense. Just because all your white friends agree with your opinions about niggas don't mean you ain't racist. Straight up and down.
That's real.
So we back to the past again. This is when they about to tie him up to this post. And once again, dog, everything about the past is just so intriguing.
It is.
It has a certain a vibe about it. It makes you be like, what's going on?
Knowing what's coming to all of this, like even, I don't know, every time I feel like it just takes a little out of me. All this part, all from here on, just kind of hard to watch.
Yeah.
For me, And not just even in the past, like if I may add too, in the future when we get to that stuff too, like all that shit is just It's just brutal. And I was really hoping that y'all would kind of
respect the sacrifice.
Respect the sacrifice.
Respect the sacrifice.
I was hoping somebody would come, man, with some, like, I thought y'all were gonna, like, hit me with some dope, like, the meaning or whatever behind it, because, like, I was just looking at it, just like, damn, this is just rough. This is rough. And it was just kind of like, yeah. It's,
dope meaning behind what exactly?
I guess the point of the death in the future.
Okay, when we get to the ending.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
But then I'm asking. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm talking about.
We're gonna talk about that. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we're at this point with Emmett. They basically trying to break him down. And one thing I really liked about how they wrote Emmett was this nigga was a G. Yeah.
Oh,
Lil man was a G.
Oh, right.
He always had that comeback.
Yeah. He was a hard ass. I like that about him. He wasn't, a little wimp. I like that they portrayed him as a strong black man.
Even as a little, like, how old was Emmett when he died? 12, 11? 12.
He was no more older than 13.
Yeah. So, and it's been for a while, dog. So, he wrote it, and we got the Asian people serving folk. And it's just a trippy thing to hear someone, and we go through this every day. He's another Trump, archetype for this film. We're going to make Mississippi great and all that shit for America, whatnot. And once again, he works more for me for the Trump thing than freaking Dumas Beach. Because something about he looks so ridiculous that him saying and talking ridiculous works.
Yeah. And he's just the same level of kind of over the top as.
But it works.
Yeah, but it works too. Yeah.
I stand by, dog. I wish Dumas Beach was played way more subtle, but saying just as worst of things, like saying horrible things, but meaning it earnestly. Thinking he's the hero, he's a good guy. No mustache twirl, full blown. I'm just a white guy, man. I think this is the right thing. Y'all just been, I would have liked that for a little better. So we see Emmett get his ass beat, and hard to watch. That's why I don't watch Detroit, because I don't want to see little boy get beat by white boys at all. So you're a strong man for getting through Detroit, Marty. Every time y'all talk about Detroit,
I refuse to watch that movie.
I refuse. I utterly boycotted it.
That would have been better. Then
Yeah, I'm not watching.
I mean, it's. I mean, you think you don't. Yeah, it just pisses me off, man. That's all I can. Like, no matter how I get to it, like even when I think about it now, I'm just like, they had the nerve to do this, and I don't. Yeah, it just.
Detroit sounded like fucking black torture porn, and I had no interest.
Basically.
And then on top of that too, but it's like it's black. It's torture porn, but like through the eyes of a. Anyway.
Of a white lady.
Yeah,
white lady director. Yeah, I know about the movie. I just didn't watch it.
But it's like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. This is just one moment. No, it's not about Detroit. Never mind. It's not about Detroit. But back to you want me to do it?
What you about to say? What are you talking about, bro? You already opened the door.
All right, so we get like if you can live through the horrific like events of the actual movie and stuff like that. It plays itself out. And somehow, some way, maybe one of the characters is able to survive, right? And he runs into some cops. Mm-hmm. And the cops are like, oh my God, what did they do to you? Oh my God, this is so terrible. I can't believe they would do this to a human being. Come on, my friend. I can't remember what they said something there. There's something exactly that he said. I can't remember it verbatim. But something that was just like, okay, that's it. Fuck this movie. And it was just like that whole little scene of and maybe that's how it played out. I don't know. But just to have this horrific shit tagged by this bullshit moment to make white people feel okay about themselves was just such bullshit and such heavy-handed, and I don't know, it pisses me off even more and more every time I think about it.
Move this fuck from the word go, because for one, son, dog. The type of white people that need to see this movie won't see it. So you just made, because racist white people ain't in no rush to see Detroit. It was promoted as this black movie for the most part. With they used all the black faces to sell that movie.
Yeah.
You feel me? Right. So the ones that might need to be moved by seeing something like this won't see it anyway. It's gonna be the liberal white types or the open-minded white types that already feel like black people should be good anyway. Yeah. And black people don't really want to see this movie. Well, black people who ain't over torture porn, but most of us that's like watching boys get shot every day in the streets, we ain't really rushing to. I can guarantee you that very few people watch that movie more than once. Yeah. That don't sound like a movie that you watch more than once, dog. You catch that bitch and it's like, okay, I saw it.
I'm not even curious. I'm
I
not even
have
curious
people
about
who
going back.
literally tell me, nah, you might want to skip that.
Yeah.
It's all bad.
You know what I mean? So,
It's not worth it.
well, that's your review on Detroit. Back to Tales from the Hood too.
Yeah.
And
You're welcome.
now that would have worked somewhere here though. That level of just not torture, but I guess so. Because you know you always hear the worst things happening in Emmett Till. So you know, in the hands of these of black people.
I thought we were gonna see that.
Yeah,
I thought it
this
could be way more brutalized too.
Yeah, it was mild compared like to what I imagined.
But it might have been a choice.
Yeah. Right.
They could actively decide, we're not going to show that. We don't want to go there. You know.
No,
So,
makes sense.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But so we're at this dinner party. The white man let him know.
Starts freaking out at the party, screaming, talking about the boys coming to get her, and I'm like, oh shit.
It's very interesting. You think the people hear you, but
Oh wow! Hi guys, sorry about that. Basically we have this really crazy shot of the psycho white wife coming downstairs.
And let's remember this too. Cotton has just promised Henry that he gonna make him mayor if he helped Cotton become governor.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Which is, and I guess, and they showing us this is where he was selling his soul to the white man, you know, for this position of power. You know, what you saying, Mom?
Oh man.
When she stabbed his stomach, when she cut that shirt by his stomach,
Yeah,
that was a
she
good fake out.
freaked me out. So basically Emmett appears on the property and the white bitch is freaking out and she's like, oh my god, the boy is here, blah 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 blah, and she causes this big scene at the white party.
If he decides to live, our baby's gonna die. And when you watch it on the come around, you understand that, okay, because the whole thing that they're predicating it on is interracial marriages wouldn't exist if a lot of people who made their sacrifices back in the day hadn't.
Right.
So once again, I caught it later, and I catch it even more so when I watch it back. That okay, this is why this is what they're saying here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when the Klan Patrol comes, because the more that Emmett decides to live, the more that we're going to be living in a racist society that has instead of police officers, we have the Klan Patrol, and you know, black people can have phones apparently, and everything else.
They have technology.
So yeah, you know, they're setting the stage for their story up pretty well. Still, even though I could poke a bit at Emmett had no point where he was choosing to do anything. Like dude say that later, y'all sacrifices didn't choose to be killed. Like what you're asking my character to do later, Martin Luther King, you didn't choose to get shot.
Right.
Emmett Till, you didn't choose to get murdered. Like I like the way they set that shit up where they made it seem as if there was something that Emmett Till said in the last moments that pissed off the white man to beat him to death or whatnot. But Stephen Still, he didn't in some moment of bravery say, "Oh, I'm about dying." You know what I mean? That's a reach that you're doing to guilt this man into sacrificing himself because he want to close down votes. You know? Okay, now I'm breaking it. Okay, let's keep going.
Man.
But no, yeah, don't break it. So
the voodoo man is there now.
yeah, one of my favorite
I love him.
pieces of this what do we call them, these stories?
Tales.
Tales, right? Tales, yeah, Tales. Yeah, but he's one of my favorite pieces to this, man. I like he fits in. But he's coming in, and I'm sorry, what were you saying, Jason? My apologies.
I don't know, but I was gonna say that I think this guy also was a real person.
Yeah, he felt
He
real.
was real.
Voodoo Man felt like he ain't acting. They just showed him a story, he ran with it, and he hit record.
So they got like two people who didn't know they were in the movie in this story.
And she feels like her stomach is shrinking.
Right. But so yeah, the doctor gets called in, and this is the moment where this is where he makes his first impression for me. And I don't know, for the first time around, when he's just kind of like a little rude, not a lot, a little rude, very rude, if you will, to what's his name again? Henry, yes, thank you. Rude to Henry as he's going up and he's checking on the baby, and I guess the thing that throws me off is just that I feel like he was just here yesterday, and he's gonna act all brand new when he finds out that the baby that he's checking on is for Henry, because apparently in this sort of mushed together world of the old world and the new world, it's illegal for black men to impregnate women. Am I right here? Am I off?
Yeah, that's what's going on. But the thing is, this whole change is only happening to the white people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what it is. That's what makes this weird. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Cause I was just like, something's not changing exactly.
Because it's not like his mama is being affected by it, or him, or anyone else.
Douglas,
yeah, it's just affecting the white people. All,
Wow. Frederick Douglass.
her stomach's big again when she's leaving, but
right.
all the white people get racist, and then white man says one of my favorite lines from the entire movie. So maybe we're gonna bring it back so he can say it.
It makes me want to live a little bit more in this world where Emmett made a different decision.
Yeah, let me see more of these repercussions.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, if they would have just really played it out full blown Scrooge.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hold on. Yeah, I think full blown Scrooge would have been a very interesting take on all of this.
I wanted to turn your black ass invisible.
Go back, my nigga. Oh, he blew. No, we're not going to this.
Out. Emily, stop.
When she hit this nigga with this fucking lamp,
Put your hands on a white man like that, you bastard!
everybody has the same expression when she suddenly turns racist.
Yeah, that was pretty.
But, you know, once you catch on,
I know where you stole that phone, but unless it's got an app on it to turn your black ass invisible, you got hell to pay, boy.
I don't know where the hell you got that phone, but unless it got an app on to turn your black ass invisible, you got hell to pay, boy. Oh my God, that was some great primo racism.
Yeah,
I loved it though. It was yeah.
that worked for me. That worked.
That's probably what got his. That's probably his audition.
That one line.
Like, I don't really want to say nigger. Can I say black ass?
That's fine.
That's fine. Go for it.
That's when Voodoo Man and Mom's finally getting.
Skin Frederick Douglass.
Letting the audience understand that it's Emmett that is doing this, and he has to talk to Emmett if he wants his life to get back on track. Respect the sacrifice.
Respect the sacrifice.
I'm like, goddamn, I'm gonna kill everybody here.
He said it like 17 times, dog. Like, he made sure you. He said, "I know this line, and I'ma say it." It almost made me feel like maybe he just said it at random times, and like, the director was like, "Cause I can front, I've worked with this. I've worked with actors like this before, where like older actors. Not gonna put that on him, but I was on stage with this one older actor in a play once in particular, and he kept forgetting his fucking lines. Or mix them up, or coming in at random times, and we just have to work around that shit. And like when he was just yelling out, "Respect the sacrifice, respect the sacrifice," boy, I was like, "Is he supposed to say it this many times, or is this man just having so much fun saying this shit that they just let that man ride that shit and it worked?"
I really like the way you say that, man. You mind saying it a couple more times?
Respect the sacrifice, boy.
Just throw it in when you feel.
Yeah.
I want you to come in with that respect.
And his face when he says it. Oh my God.
And the nigga, you know, he can't see Emmett, but his grandma and the old man can. And I'm like, yo, why this man never could see him? Why y'all chastising him right now? Because he can't see him.
Right.
What you mean you can't see him, boy? You been disrespectful. Mama, come on.
You can't see Emmett. He's got a mouth full of dialogue he's got to give you right now.
A mouth full. A mouth full of dialogue. And like, we didn't get sassy Emmett yet, but Emmett get pretty sassy later. And I'm like, dog, Emmett start feeling like he guilt tripping this man. And I'm like, why y'all got Emmett Till guilt tripping this man right now, bruh? But
Emmett brought his friends with him.
The guilt trip. I'm Emmett Till, and these are the guilt trippers.
I'm like, dang,
but
all of them out in there, cutest little outfit.
Back in front, when I first saw this, even though, you know, there's an edge of corniness to it, it still touched me to see the four girls. Once again, another group of people I've never seen on film. The four little girls that was bombed in that church or whatever. So I was like, okay, y'all going in different directions than the normal spirits of whoever. With your sacrifice thing. But once again, y'all, none of these people, and he says it. Henry says, but y'all didn't even choose this. Like, none of y'all chose to be sacrificed. And Emmett running this man down, I feel like, man, Emmett, if you would have been riding with me, like we said, like Scrooge or something, Christmas Carol, throughout this film, you trying to talk to me, and then at the end you get tired of my shit, and then I get, you know, all this that he's giving them, then I can fuck with it. But we just meeting, and you just, like,
I'm like, the
lecturing me, nigga.
The president, and you gon' just everything because of just one voting suppression thing. This one voting suppression thing. This one thing.
I think that one thing was supposed to be symbolic, but yeah, I feel you. It could have been so many other things.
I'm sorry, yeah.
But I mean, I feel like it is.
It's still a big deal, vote suppression.
But
I see what you're saying. Martin Luther King come up, and then I like when he say, and her. Martin Luther King, don't forget her. And then I'm like, who the fuck is her? And then Henry say that shit. Who that is? I'm like, yeah, Henry, who is that shit?
Respect the sacrifice.
And then want to
White face on a shirt. I want that shit.
Only like a handful of people gonna know who he is.
Oh, God.
How's he gonna spend like 10 minutes to explain it? That he is their sacrifice you must respect.
He says it again, respect the sacrifice. Now,
He's the sacrifice.
You must respect.
now this fucked me up when all these other people start walking. Everybody else appeared like ghosts. When these people walk from the side
They
of
walk from Spirit World.
they walk from the goddamn crafty bin.
Oh my God.
Look at this shit, dog. They all just start walking from the back and shit. Greatly cast because a lot of them got them great faces of the past.
And shout out to Emmett Mama. That's my friend Melanie.
Big ups,
yeah.
big ups, big ups. And they guilt my dude Henry. And look, Henry, I'm with you, dog. Y'all niggas ain't choose this shit. Y'all putting all this shit on me.
Right. He's still not rocking with it. Even
And y'all
though-
trying to say if these people didn't die, dog, I feel like, because Emmett says this thing, I could have been a councilman. And I'm like, dog,
No, you wouldn't have.
if you would have become a councilman, that means our world would have been good then. Another boy probably would have been in your shoes. And so it kind of throws me. And also when he says you can be with your family again, but then go around and say, bitch, you got to die. It's like, wait, you told this man he could be with his family again.
Right.
Why you got this man having to die and shit?
Yeah.
So while he talking to all these spirits of Clan
Clan
Patrol,
Patrol.
His
Comes
final
up.
moments with it.
And this threw me off because I was like, wait, this is
Colonel
interesting. 'Cause
Sanders.
this might be how it would be if civil rights movement never happened, if we didn't get certain rights. Like, we really could have a police force. I mean, it kind of is.
I'm about to say, it's not that there, man. But I hear you.
Yeah.
The police would be way worse.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't see them calling it the Clan Patrol, but it works for the metaphor of their story. But it would be some shit like this.
Yeah, it would be some bullshit.
Because they was already doing that in the 60s and shit. And when he backhand fucking baton that man mama,
Yeah.
I'm like, took you a little long, man. I'm like, Colonel Sanders wasn't moving that fast, man. I'm like, you just kind of let him swing, dude.
even if
and
you,
it took you another second to react. I mean,
that's my problem. Even if you didn't even see him hitting your mama with that baton, I saw my mama hit with that baton. You gonna have to carry me out like my character was carried out by the goon nigga when I was choking that nigga, son. Cause there ain't no way you gonna just hit my mama. I'm gonna have any
hit my mama, and that's gonna be that.
delayed reaction at all, nigga. I'm
Yeah,
flipping out.
that's-
They gonna have to get more tape. They gonna have to get more camera space for the camera, nigga. Cause nigga, I'm going there. I'm going all the way there, nigga. Carry me away.
Like, she's just an associate. That's mom. Like, no, this is death.
So he runs to Emmett, and Emmett freezes all the Clan Patrol from beating the shit out of him, and Emmett starts guilting his ass some more. Nigga, we want more. He said, well, I'll make sure that the votes go through. I don't give a fuck about the votes going through, nigga. I want my sacrifice. I'm like, God damn.
Hey, Emmett, who taught you how to negotiate, man?
Right.
Who taught you how to negotiate?
Souls.
You look terrible.
Son, I'm like, dog,
I'm not
Emmett.
good at this.
You playing hardball, man.
Son, this pretty fucked up, dog. I don't understand why this man dying why this man gotta die. I just don't get why this man gotta die.
I have
I-
I have no explanation. It makes no sense. I'm sorry. That completely lost me.
But hold pause. Pause my nigga with that fire ass lineup, dog. Look at that close up. My nigga Terry did that boy. That lineup is nice, boy. Back to it.
The skin and the hair in this movie is popping.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Black people. But yeah, son. He tells his man, do you want to sacrifice with me? And of course my nigga's like, wait, what the fuck you talking about, dog? And Emmett like, nah, nigga, well, you gonna get that ass beat. And I'm like, damn, son, you get this man 2 minutes to
guess I
choose
got
to
my answer.
die.
Right.
To choose to die.
Like, right. So
Right now.
Dang, man, I'm just thinking out loud. Emmett, let me think out loud. Hold on, wait a minute. God dame.
And everybody gave him the most solemn look down. I remember when they was guilting him
Oh,
earlier and
right.
everybody shaking their head like, oh, you see, we gonna have to die. We ain't gonna die. Like, it was a lot. And this lady fucking spits in his face.
Yeah, his white wife. Former
Talking
white
about,
wife.
talking about she gonna get that baby killed.
But I mean, if they never had a relationship, basically, then that means that the child would cease to exist, which was technically going to happen altogether, right?
We're still in that middle passage before it's
Where it hasn't-
absolutely
Yeah.
true.
Not official yet.
Yeah, it's not
Right.
official.
Got it.
And they flipping it like he raped her, that's why she pregnant. So, whatever.
Okay.
So I like how it went back to the original. Once again, we go back to the past. We say I'm a man. I'm gonna hold it down. They have Emmett saying I'm a man, and then they beat the living shit out of Henry, juxtaposed to Emmett getting beat up. And
hardest thing about watching Emmett get beat up is the squeals that he makes, like sort of when it happens.
Meme
like,
face.
Meme face?
That should be a meme.
That should be a meme.
Oh, meme face.
When you don't respect the sacrifice.
The sacrifice.
And you know, Emmett say that real shit. He go out like a G, and then we watch your boy get his ass beat, and then we have this whole turnaround. And my thing is, dog, my whole thing is, dog, how is he dead? How was he beaten to death? Like, the way that this works is when we see him on the ground, he just had a heart attack or something. It should be. Who beat the fuck out this man and killed him? In this world where...
Why is he dead? No.
Where it didn't happen.
No, why is he dead? He shouldn't be dead.
You know, why is no one calling 911 while this man lying on the ground dead? Why y'all just standing there watching him crying and shit? Y'all, nobody calling the poo-poo, nobody calling nobody. The white man just looking. Your family. What you saying, man?
I'm sorry. I expected for everything to reverse, and then we see him doing what he's got to do to get Cotton, make sure Cotton doesn't get in office, and see him at a voting poll or some shit. That's where I thought it was going. Because I'm like, now if he's dead, all that shit is still going to happen.
Yeah, the vote's still going to go through.
So
they're still going to be suppressed.
He died
before he could make... He died before he can even make the decision he should have made to stop that shit.
Right.
And then goes to him with his shadow, man. You know, he touches his baby, the baby's stomach, or some kind of way the baby's still gonna be born, and his wife sees the ghost. And all this confuses me because remember, all this got rewinded. So no one should see him as a ghost or should be happy that he's dead. Because his mom like, I'm proud of you, son. And why are you proud of him if all you did was see your son die? You're not privy to any other information. I'm so confused. And why has nobody tripped out that they see him as a ghost? I'm lost.
I have. I can only echo what you say, man. This, I
would love to hear a director's take on what the hell is happening.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
I feel like we're missing something that is going on.
Emmett's all happy for the nigga's ghost to come with him. Nigga, Emmett, you just murdered the black man in the movie. Like, I wanted you to murder the white people, but you murdered the black man. You talked the black man to die.
Because, like, everybody's going to open for Death Emmett. And it's like, that's kind of, it goes the opposite way.
Yeah.
Dog, Emmett came to the future and killed the black man.
Yeah, he came and just
like when you say it like that.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
A black man that could have made change.
Black man could have made change.
That's what I'm saying. I want to hear from writer, director, somebody to, break that down and say, hey, this is what's going on. Are we missing something? Or is this what it is?
In your research or your dives on, like, the reviews and stuff, were there any interviews with, like, Darren?
No, not about specifics.
Okay, got it.
Just about the whole process and shit. Nobody get into the specifics of, that.
Right.
Because, once again, people are currently wondering if Rusty Cundiff has an issue with interracial relationships. Because in both his stories, they feel like that was addressed in almost not the best light.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's interesting.
Like, I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that one way or the other. It's just, it's just interesting to know that multiple podcasts have brought that up about his stories in particular. I just feel like they was going for the level of Uncle Tom need to be sacrificed because a nigga like Emmett held it down in the past. And for that to work, your boy need to be more Tomish so we can see, nigga, like, you do need to sacrifice your life because, nigga, you super Tom. But he wasn't. He was like a regular nigga just happened to be a Republican. So... You know what I mean? That I didn't really want to see him die. And then when he died, I don't understand what is he like you said, Jay, I don't know what his sacrifice means. Because you killed the dude that could have inspired change alive.
Well, maybe like you said, they're trying to say since he's not alive, he won't be able to get the dude in office and therefore they won't close the polls.
That dude's still gonna get in office closing polls because that white man a mayor.
I mean, I feel like maybe that's where they were going though.
Maybe.
That's why they brought it up.
Maybe, dog. I mean, I ain't gonna be against it fully. It's just I didn't feel by the end the way I felt in the beginning, and I didn't get that feeling of because some people did. That's I said, things a matter of taste. Because some people really dug it, and just for me, it was a lot of mixed messaging and great. It shot amazingly. It looks great. It looks well directed, and you told the story that you wanted to tell, Rusty. That's why I'm saying it's more like I think it's more of a taste thing, even though. I don't think she would be beat up in the end if everything went back in time. That's a logistics thing. But for the most part, you told the story you wanted to tell, dog, and it's impacted some people. It's just gotta trip me out.
Yeah, agreed. What
you saying, Heem? How you felt about that last one?
Yeah. I agree with everything that was already said. Like, I agree that the beginning was great. It just like you said, didn't make any sense once he died. Like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Like, what was the point of that? I still, after watching it again, because I wanted to give it another try and just see if I got something else from it. No, I still don't get it. Still don't get why he had to die. You know?
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't understand that. This robot.
Okay, yeah, we're back into the rapping round now. And yeah,
you
your
got
boy.
the Rock'em Sock'em motherfucking bubblegum machine headed bitch that comes out. When this robot came out, I was so confused.
So Dumas Beach is presenting his robot to all these people, and that they saying is going to be the new police force. And like everyone's saying, the robot comes out and
trash.
It just looks like I don't even know.
You know, it makes I can accept it a little bit more now. One thing I still hold this through that while it does not look the best, I just kind of went with it.
Shout out to Rusty, Cameo Rusty.
Yeah, shout out to yeah. I just kind of went with it in the moment. But it looks it's not the best looking, but also too, it was another thing where I was just kind of like, this is probably a budget thing, and this is kind of what they had to work with, and this is so I'll go with it. But the fact that they had something completely different shot and had to go back and reshoot it to end up to with this sort of feels like, well, I would like to see what they originally had in mind.
Me too.
Yeah. Yep.
Or at least read it.
Yeah.
The
I'll
eyes.
take that, too.
I think it's the eyes more than anything. The eyes.
It's the eyes, the color scheme, the
Yeah.
light, it's everything.
Yeah.
Man. It's everything. I'm sorry.
It's just an odd choice.
He
Yeah.
just looks like a giant.
It should have just been a person.
Yeah, exactly.
They-
That
it
would've
should
been
Should
great.
have
has
just
body
been
parts.
a person.
Definitely could have just been a person.
I like the idea of a robot, but I don't. I like the way the robot looks when it goes to its next phase.
Yeah.
I wish it would have started with that version of it. But I understand it, I guess, in their mind, since they didn't give us the devil turning into the devil, like in Tales from the Hood 1, which I was looking for, I guess the transformation this time is the robot transforming and doing its damage. I wish the robot would have spazzed out and murdered all these people here. But that'd have been crazy. It would have been nuts, but at least would have been very memorable. But the robot is scanning to check on burglars. And basically saying, I'm going to murder you if you don't admit that you're a burglar. Because through social media profiles and all kind of FBI-ass shit, they can tell who's done shit, who's illegal, who's a criminal in the audience. And I'm like, well, if all these criminals in the audience, and it's a horror film, murder them all. But, we say fuck story structure. So,
Murder them all.
then we got the illegals.
Kill them all.
We got the illegals, and the illegals get up and whatnot. And, it's building towards when the robot chooses to basically go at Dumas Beach because he's the representation of all these evils. But then it brought my question of this time of the robot couldn't have been privy. You saw Black Vest, right? Anyway, the robot couldn't be privy to all these things that Dumas Beach did just by hearing him speak. The grabbing of the ass, the licking of his finger, the all that. I don't see how the robot could have put that together to be him, just off of I don't know.
That's interesting.
Great
Robot's
montage.
higher intelligence, so that's how I guess.
All they heard was him speak.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I wasn't privy to all of this visual stuff that he's got. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is all to. I think
Maybe that was just for us.
And so the robot, says basically says I got some more, so I'm scanning for another motherfucker. And he calls man dumbass bitch. That's the joke on the man name being Dumas Beach.
Detected.
And basically, we're trying to stay fuck it. What happens is the robot starts spazzing the fuck out, and this is when I really just was taken aback because I love the transition from regular robot to predator robot. It looked cool.
Oh yeah, it looked really cool.
But then he starts shooting lasers.
Laser beams.
But
Like old school 90s Power Ranger laser beams.
That doesn't really have much of an effect except
No
that.
blood,
Yeah, no
No
blood.
no burn.
No burn, no nothing. Just
laser
the
you
result
up.
is death.
And I was taking the laser choice fucked with me. I'm like bullets, knives, darts, something sharp, like the laser. And then why did he stand there?
And like,
Yeah.
why does
Why do any of them stand there when that thing flip out?
Yeah.
And why did dumbass Beach run off the stage to only sit back and chill and normally watch this robot kill these other two people, and then decide to run for his life after it already made a pass at his life, you know? I just didn't like any of this part, honestly. And I don't like to say that straight up, but dog, it really fucked with me, dog. I was like, what's up with this laser light show? Once again, for comedy is one thing, and he's running from it, and then it just seems to just stop chasing him, or I guess that's when he must have died. And I guess technically he's dead at this point, and he don't know it.
I imagine, at some point, like he's dead, so it's like, I guess there's no point in pursuing, but, I don't know, it's just kind of clunky.
I like this part in the end when he driving. I ain't no nigga. And this ain't no car.
Okay. At least let's find out.
Okay, cool.
At least the dialogue is off.
That was my part, dog. You in hell, motherfucker! I'm like, yes, Keith David, do that shit.
The poorest henchman you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, man. So he's like, Keith David driving to hell. His corpse is in a coffin in the back of this. They don't explain how, because at least the part about part one was the fact that these dudes were already dead was wrapped around and shown is because they're the ones who had the shootout with the other. It was like, oh my God,
story,
I don't know why he's dead or how he died, and to the point that he's in a coffin already. I don't know.
It just seemed like a callback to the first one.
But without
his take time to explain it.
With no explanation.
Right.
But I was like, well, maybe he died inside. Like, maybe he died inside and that whole running thing was just a...
Coffin, or where they how's he already in a coffin?
Oh.
Because the illusion is, Keith David drove here in that car. So let's say he had that car and had that coffin back there with the body the whole time. What the fuck's happening?
It's just like
the devil can time travel?
Six
Are they
simulation.
going to his funeral?
Oh, this is weird. You're right. Why do you
Whoa, that
keep
just
doing
made my
this?
brain hurt. Wait.
You know what, man?
Maybe. Oh my God.
I don't need to watch this again.
I think I'm good after this. That made my brain hurt.
Like, I really, because I'm good. I'm alright. Ratings.
And I was let down that we didn't get the devil transformation, but once again, I guess that might have taken some money out because in part one you had a full blown devil, and this one he got the horns only with the suit, and I'm like, nah, yo, that was such a striking visual back in the day when your boy turned into the devil. That's one of the things I know that probably sat with people because, like I said, I saw this movie recently, and it sat with me as an adult, so I know I had to sit with you in the '90s.
Boy, yes.
And them cats on fire.
Yes,
all
boy,
them
that was not cool watching that.
That's like, damn, we better go to church.
Right now.
I don't want to be shaking like that.
I asked my mom, I'm like, see, so
we alive still, right?
So we good though, right?
Yeah,
we good. That was a movie, right? All right,
okay.
cool.
Just want to make sure.
Just gotta ask.
So yeah, man. Then he gets drugged into hell, and
he did.
He did. And in the movie, that was as an experience. That was definitely an experience.
Yeah. Very special trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just kind of beat the shit joke to hell to me. That joke to hell.
The poop, the doo doo.
The shit.
They do not.
And one of the beautiful things about that metaphor. Shut up. One of the beautiful things about that metaphor in the first one was what it really meant. Like, even though Mr. Clarence was over the top with it, when you realize, he's flipping the word and it was like so much was being said with the metaphor of the shit.
Yeah.
And in this one, they're just playing towards that was just a memorable line versus the metaphor of it, even though they lightly touch on it. And like I said, I think I said this previously. Seeing Keith David visually and aesthetically do Clarence Williams III's callbacks is jarring because there's certain things that if Clarence Williams was able to come back and do it, it just hit better because you're like, I remember he said that and did that. To see Keith David have to do that man jokes and didn't have to lay in them so thick, they don't hit the same way as they would have. And I think that they could have created a new thing for Keith David to say.
Yeah, they should.
And they should have, because it's hard to have someone make the role iconic in a way, and then have someone else who is also iconic try to fit into something that it wasn't his necessarily. You know what I'm saying? That's like trying to have Clarence voice for Spawn or something like. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
And
work.
they could have did the shit metaphor at a particular time again, but
just one time though. You don't have
one time, like at a particular time where once again metaphorically you talking about a piece of shit. Really, you might only just needed one of those times, not even earlier, probably like later. I don't know. I don't want to rewrite your script like that because maybe that's exactly what you wanted, what you liked, etc., etc.
It didn't work to beat that joke to hell.
Right.
Literally. Like
it got uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was like, oh, you're gonna say
Yeah,
the
like
shit
cringy.
joke again.
Right.
Oh, look, we write this bad boy.
And then what if some people are watching this that didn't see the first one?
And that's another thing. So they're like, why do they keep saying this?
Yeah,
What's wrong with him?
Is something
What's-
from the first one that
what's
I'm
wrong
missing?
with him?
It's like,
Am I
not
missing
really.
something?
You missing like, well,
And then when they watch the first one and see that Clarence only said it one time.
It was just really fire ass monologue.
But why
It's
don't we
fire ass monologue that he just whooped and it worked.
But what about maybe like trying to approach this one without like the shit lines? It's like when they wrote that initially.
Only because they probably thought
were-
Clarence was coming back, but they're supposed to be the same character though, just with a different face.
Oh, I guess to sort of solidify that this is still the same. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just still the way even if this is supposed to be the same person, the way he treated it was just so much more. Well, this whole never mind. You're right.
Yeah.
I really like the idea whoever had out there in the ether that I like the Negrosity being the backdrop of all this and having the second film, like the backdrop is the first film. You change some shit up with the two girls. That's a setup. You make the film I was in first just to start it off, to establish whatever your tone is. If you're gonna be more funny this time, make the first one the funnier one so people already know, okay, they're going for laughs. We riding. And then, go from there. I think you still put the Emmett Till one last. You got fixed that vampire one so it's not broken. And it's a whole nother story. Because one thing, the one general consensus thing that I agree with to a degree too, that people are having out there is with so many things so much material that's there to talk about right now in our country. You know what I'm saying? We're talking whether we're talking like rape culture, whether we're talking in politics, whether we're talking race, whether we're talking police brutality, whether we're talking about sexism towards misogynoir, you know what I'm saying? Whether we talk all these levels of things that my nigga, if we gonna make a motherfucking Tales from the Hood and you gonna attack, that's the thing about Tales from the Hood. One, the allure was you attacking straight up the issues of the day, domestic violence, police brutality, gangsters killing each other in the streets, all that shit. If we gonna attack the shit, most people getting amped because they like, oh yeah, you gonna talk about, so when you get this, it once again, the name was worked to his detriment because people want you to talk about current events, and it seemed like you likely touched on current events in the script that you already had prepared for the time that you wrote it. And right now, them drugging somebody, no, we want more about rape culture. You know what I'm saying? Where's police brutality? You know what I mean? That's been such a hot button thing. The fact that you were ahead of your time with your story last time with that, you know what I mean? It's a bunch of things, and once again,
Maybe they feel like they've said all they can say.
maybe they could,
Yeah.
maybe they could, but there's a lot of issues. And once again, that's rewriting this shit. That's not what I'm here to do. I respect the people. I respect Rusty Cundiff. I respect Darren Scott, especially like I said, as my Facebook friend. He still be hollering at me. He just messaged me the other day and said in the premiere, a lot of people were saying really great things about my performance, which was great to hear and shit. So it's like, you know what I mean? I don't want no way just to be heard by either one of them, and they be like, oh, this ungrateful motherfucker. Nah, son. It's just, I'm an actor, but we also review films, and we got to keep our credibility. That's all the way. Final thoughts on the film?
This isn't the movie that I would have expected. I think.
What? Hi, Marty. We can't hear you.
Sorry. This isn't the movie that I expected. I expected really from these two names, and knowing, and now sort of going back and retroactively having that first one relive it at least, and knowing that Darren Scott was like had a hand in the writing of the first one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, he, if nothing else, I mean, who else is gonna co-direct with Rusty in the second one? And it's just sort of like with all that track record and all their work behind him, it's sort of like this movie is really kind of going for something different than the first movie, but I didn't feel like, well, you know what, I take that back. I feel like the first 10 minutes told me that this movie, when we watched the preview that one time, that told me right then and there what I was getting into. And as who was it that said it? Maya Angelou.
When people tell you who they are,
Believe him the first time. Yeah. Or believe him, right? Whatever. So, right. So.
Yeah, believe him the first time.
No, that's right. Believe him the first time.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So, this movie was quite honest in those first 10 minutes. And for some reason, I thought that maybe that was just 10 minutes and that the tone may change. But that they were honest in the beginning, and that's kind of what... And it's just what they were going for, something different. Now, the problem is, they're going for something that's almost night and day different in terms of tone from the first one. And if you're going in loving the first one, there's a really good chance you're not going to love this one. Because it's just not the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just what that's not a knock at the film. That's just what it is. It's not the same. It's not going for the same thing, I think. And I just had different expectations walking into it. And I don't know. I guess I didn't. Like I said, I still feel like I didn't hate it.
Man, I had a friend of mine that saw this movie, bro, and she messaged me, man. She messaged me, giving me like a bunch of props for my performance. Of course, I'm always say thank you. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, some of it was kind of weird though, huh? And she was like, I loved it all, top to bottom. I was like, wow. She's like, I love every part of it. And then she broke down everything she liked about it, every story.
The first one?
I don't know. I didn't ask her, but every fucking story. And I was like, you know what? Something for everybody. That's all I can say. Like,
you intrigued me.
I was intrigued when I saw all the people. I was intrigued when I saw all the people saying that the first one on this one they dug, even though it went crazy.
It's like it has, dude. It just kind of dropped the ball in a couple places, but it has its own. It has it. It's there.
You're one of them.
He is one of them. He doesn't like Black Panther.
Or Black Dynamite.
They got lost.
It got lost.
Oh no.
We troll him about not liking Black Panther all the time, and because he didn't like Black Dynamite, but he admitted that he started watching Black Panther on Netflix. He has a different change of heart of Black Panther. I don't know if that was recorded.
And I said when I reviewed it the first time, I was sleepy and all this other stuff, and I was talking to him about. It's
a Ghost episode.
On my show. It's on the Lost. Damn.
It's on the Ghost episode where you explain that you finally converted. You fuck with the Black Panther, and I wanted to ask you how you felt about Black Dynamite since you just saw it again recently.
Okay, we can. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, I have a reason why. Do you want to do it right now?
Let's finish our final thoughts. We'll come back to it. What y'all feel about Attachment Hill 2?
So I also felt like when I first heard about this movie, I was really hyped up after seeing the first one. I thought it was going to give me that same kind of creepy, ominous, dark, this sort of dark, like I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but this like a dark urban, creepy kind of Tales from the Crypt, but in the hood kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That the
you mean like the
first
first
one?
Yeah, you mean the first one.
So after seeing those first 10 minutes, I already knew. I was like, nah, this is it. This is how it's gonna be. Like, I was like, maybe it'll be a little different, but overall, this movie was rough for me. This is like my third time seeing it now, and it still hits me the same way, and that's kind of worse because I feel like I'm noticing other things that I don't like about it. But with that being said, they definitely made, they made a movie with what they had, and that's what's up. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
For the people listening, that was the nicest way that she could have ever put that. Because if y'all heard the original time that we recorded this.
I'm trying to change my ways.
Jay Steele for president, yo. Oh my god.
Sorry.
Like, that was so diplomatic.
Dude, because you remember what she did. She took winning that motherfucker the last time. I was like, god damn.
I was saying. I was like, I thought we could just throw some stuff out there, but nah.
God damn. I just heard our adorable asshole just keep it like nice. Wow.
Oh, I knew
there you
it.
Go.
I knew it. It's coming. There it is.
How you feel about the movie, Sam?
Yeah. Like I said at the top of this.
And for the people that couldn't see me right after she said that, I looked down solemnly and shook my head.
That's why I tried to change.
I shook my head, guys, and then I called for Raheem to speak. Just so you know.
Yeah, I would say what I said at the top. It was just underwhelming. And that's just it. Like, I thought I was watching. I'm just gonna be frank. I thought I was watching
Goosebumps.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Disney Channel.
Thank you.
Movie.
Yes.
A Disney Channel movie.
Yes.
You guys watch
Exact tone. It felt
With
like
all that
Disney.
gore?
It felt no. It felt like
We saw niggas' intestines get carved out of them.
Whatever.
I haven't watched Disney in a while though. That's what
They got glass going into the stomach.
He was
They're
so,
doing now.
he's
It
so right.
totally gave
He's
me
so right. Yes.
What about it?
don't look under the bed type of vibe.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
they
it
don't know
just
what.
gave-
They don't
See,
know
we're
what
not
you're
from your
talking about.
generation. I don't know what
Oh,
the
shit,
fuck
that
don't
show?
get under your bed
You
is.
don't know what
That's a
don't
show?
look under the
No.
bed either?
Nah.
It was
It's a movie.
Nah,
It's a cool
I was probably watching, not watching
It's a
Disney
really
at that
cool
point.
Disney Channel movie.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a creepy
It's about the
Disney Channel
boogeyman.
movie. It's about the boogeyman.
Oh my god, it did feel like this.
Yeah.
It's the same movie.
It's the same movie.
Y'all gotta watch that. It's the same tone.
It's the same movie.
Yeah.
Camp.
Raise it. I feel
I mean, it's two of us in here versus two of them, so I don't feel as bad as long as you're here. If you weren't here with me, I would feel really bad.
Okay, cool.
Neither of us know what it is, so I feel camaraderie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, I feel bad. No,
Man.
I just feel low. That's all.
I don't.
It's okay.
I don't. I proud. I'm good. Even though I like the only. I like at a point. The only thing I remember watching from Disney at a point, aside from the movies, but I'm talking about on Disney Channel,
Yeah.
I had an affection for American Dragon,
That was awesome.
Jake Long. That was my
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That was my shit.
that.
I mean, that was one of the last things I can remember watching regularly on that channel.
I
I,
watched Proud Family and
that Proud Family was before that.
Okay.
And that's a Raven.
was like the last.
I think that's around the same era, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
American Dragon.
Yup,
that's
it was.
all. That's the
It
same
was.
era.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Kim
a Raven
Possible
Disney?
was the last
Wow.
cartoon, I think.
Yeah, that's what
I'll be thinking That's So Raven is fucking Nickelodeon for some
Nope.
reason.
Disney.
Nickelodeon had the Avatar that I didn't get to catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, my final thoughts on it. I enjoyed the process. I love you know what, go and lose or draw. I had fun making this film. I think you learn something from every film you do. Even watching myself in this, I was like, okay, there's certain acting choices I would have did different if I was able to do this again. You know what I mean? Especially since niggas got in my head that apparently I can't act. So
Come on.
Yeah, nah.
I want to. I want to read these.
Yeah.
Let's see what these.
and no one picked on me particularly. They just shat on our whole cast.
So thing.
I don't agree whatsoever. But I will say
I can't take that from people who don't act.
Exactly.
that's real
And
too.
they just shat on like the fact that they probably didn't recognize a lot of faces. That's
One person said that too. They said, "Who are these people, man? Well, they got a bunch of nobodies." I
That's
said,
That's the
That's
problem.
what it is.
That's what it is.
Exactly. I'm telling you.
I don't know these people.
There's
so they
nobody
can't
to you,
act.
but there's somebody to me.
because
goddamn.
those same people was like sucking Keith David dick, and I'm like, Keith David was like over the top too in this film for Keith
Definitely
David. Like,
was.
so if you mad about over the top acting, because that was one of this, everybody's acting over the top. I don't believe anybody. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, but you love Keith David portrayal on here.
It's Keith David.
You know what I mean? I love Keith David.
He is
awesome. Man, he's the man. But I will say, like, you know what I mean, the movie as a whole, like I said this from the jump. I said this all through this situation. It wasn't like y'all. I guess I'm echoing y'all. Like, what's weird is this: the more I watch it, I like it more.
See, I'm having the opposite reaction.
It's weird, right?
The absolute opposite.
Maybe because since I have no expectations at that point, that I know everything that's coming, I find enjoyment in the things that I find enjoyment in, since I know where it's at.
That's a real Pisces thing to say.
That it was very Pisces.
If I may, okay, stop me when I say too much. If that's your aspect of it, then the more and more I watch it, it disappoints me and I like it less because I feel like there's a ton of like opportunity that could have been fixed or helped with a little bit more time, more money, and like another pass at the script.
Son,
like
if you just gave the script a pass,
yeah, exactly.
if you just gave the script another set of eyes, a younger set of eyes that could really update it for our
younger set of
generation,
eyes,
that
yes.
people you really want to watch it as well, son. Because once again, dog, for me as a filmmaker myself, watching some of these stories, they're not like unsavable. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
I would do something different in that script specifically to unbreak the vampire shit, but there's certain things. There's certain things.
It breaks itself at the beginning
It's
and at
broken.
the end.
But I'm just saying
Yeah, I'm sorry.
that there's just certain things that I feel like in each story that they just would have whipped it like this, that they did this, that they did that. you have a very, very, very competent movie. Right now, it's competent. It's not like the movie is not a movie. It gets from beginning to the end. There's parts you can be entertained by, et cetera, et cetera. But what I'm saying is like just the script and just certain little things, dog. And I think that's like you said, what the disappointment comes because you think about what could have been and how they might have burned the opportunity to hit the sequel out the park like they could have with this being the title. Like I said, a different title. It's a whole different context. Mm-hmm. But like,
I would have. You know what? I would have been okay if this was like a Tales from the Hood presents.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. I said that. I said that to my dude. Like I said that to my dude. Like it would have really worked if from the creators of like you said presents or what have you. But
it's like I feel like you gotta put Tales on the Hood on the marquee
because that got them the money.
Right.
That's how they got the money in the first place.
So if you say Tales from the Hood presents, maybe that's a backdoor way of doing it, and it's like you still can have your Keith David, but like let's. At that point, Keith
David is not replacing anybody either.
Right.
He's his own storyteller.
Yes.
That's the thing. Clarence Williams, he wasn't presented as a storyteller. He was a funeral director that wound up telling stories.
Right.
So if you did your own thing,
a whole nother other thing because he wasn't a storyteller.
Right. And once again, either you still have your storyteller, or we go back to like we said in the beginning, having a nigga at the niggerosity spot. And these motherfuckers looking at these artifacts because they're trying to buy. My nigga got a story. I mean, you had the chair over there. You had the nigga, the puppet from the first one over there. It would have been a very interesting place because that was an interesting setup.
Still in the same world.
Still in the same.
Got all those pieces from the first movie.
Yeah. And in the end, all those pieces could just attack these motherfuckers anyway, come to life. But like I said, like even if they didn't get any more money, son, I would have taken a low budget film with a script that I couldn't like break up like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's the thing. We do indie filmmaking. We all do. You feel me? We don't have I can't shit on your project. Our shit don't always look the most perfect, kept the most perfect. You feel me? But I will stand by a good 80 to 90% of any story of ours that you check out. Even if it didn't have the best, all the technical shit, the story gonna be succinct, and that's what I really care about as a storyteller, man. It's that story, bro. It's that story being popping, and that's why it's a funny thing. I think when we reviewed it before, I had a harsher feeling about it. Like how you feel right now, you saying it's disappointing y'all more than what, and I think it might be stages of grief or something. I don't know, but watching it now is like I think I watch it differently. It's not like what I mean. Once again, I'm not in love with this movie, but I'm not hating it either. It's just like I just see this film that's on, and I can laugh at some of these parts inappropriately. I can ride with some of these parts appropriately, and I can respect y'all as filmmakers, as black filmmakers. Because I always say, my nigga, end of the day, all of us gonna give y'all this caveat regardless. Y'all got longevity in the game, and y'all still making movies. I'ma always tip my hat to that level of respect for any creatives that been in the game as long as these cats. And still pushing, still getting it in, dog. You hear me? I'm just curious to see what's it gonna do next. I hear this thing gonna hit the Netflix after the first pass through DVD, and that's when it's really gonna get a bunch of eyes because some people only watch Netflix, so it's gonna be interesting what happens there. Because you gotta remember, we weren't too fond of Bright, and Bright is their highest fucking selling, most viewed thing on Netflix.
Really? Yeah.
Bright has the most views of anything on Netflix.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, they got people,
and they have people who love that movie too.
Yeah. There's always an audience.
I don't remember hating it.
We didn't hate it or love it.
Okay, yeah. Right,
but it wasn't a perfect story, and to be the record breaking thing that it is, dog. I just stand by, especially in the streaming scape, when people just be trying to find something to watch. There was always an audience, dog. And I think that's what it comes down to, son. I don't know. I got nothing else to say on this, dog. Before we get about you, I had a question for you. I forgot we said we was going to come back to the end. What was it about? Oh, Black Dynamite, motherfucker.
Yeah. All right, so. Yeah, motherfucker. God damn it. Okay, so.
Anaconda Malt Liquor.
I almost watched it again just so I could take notes. But, all right, so here's what happened the first time. I remember watching it the first time, and I know exactly what happened. I was doing a bunch of shit. This is kind of when I first kind of moved back down here. I put this I put it on right when I was kind of like doing some other shit. So like I lost like the whole first plot line of like his brother being in this sort of like shady deal or whatever in the very beginning. Like I missed the whole plot line. Like by the time I remember the diner scene specifically when they're all sitting there and it's going in this long roundabout way to sort of solve the whole thing, right? That
was my favorite scene.
It was the second time, but I remember watching it the first time like, what the fuck is going on? I remember sitting there the first time. I remember specifically just thinking, what the fuck is going on? I must have missed something. Because like by the time they got to that point, I had no clue what the fuck was going on.
Damn. And that's one of the funniest jokes in the entire movie.
I know. And then, I don't even remember them. Like I know, you know how I know I was doing something? Because like the whole scene where they're like, oh, we gotta go save old boy or whatever because he took all the malt liquor home. We gotta go save him. I don't even remember seeing that scene. Wow. I had to be doing something else. I had to have left and not seen it. So like watching it the second time, I know you call it.
There's so many subtle jokes. There's so much in that movie. That's why we were looking at you so crazy when you didn't like it. It's up your fucking alley.
I know, and it was just like it played like a brand new movie to me, which was real dope. But okay, so I was fighting against it. Like the first time, like when I was watching it, I was just thinking like, man, you know what? This is kind of still reminding me of what I thought it was. It still kind of reminded me. And then a couple moments where I just kind of chuckled. I can't remember all of them, but I do remember specifically the dude Bullhorn.
They always rhyme.
Yeah, always rhyme.
Oh, that's it.
And he said, "Motherfucker!"
And then had to get new actor. See what I'm saying? I love play into your camp. Yeah. Make it intentional, dog, because that movie is genius, dog.
So that happened, and I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? Okay, y'all making me chuckle a couple good times. I'll give y'all credit. And then he's like, you know, whatever Dynamite is around, Dynamite will do the town, and Dynamite will. And then the girl comes right around the corner. Dynamite's gonna knock out of sight. God damn it, bitch! I don't even gotta look at it. I know it's shit. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm on board with this movie.
My nigga had a boomerang. I threw it before I walked in the door. Guys, hands down one of my favorite movies ever. And part 2 about to come out.
Part 2 is about to come out?
Yeah, making part 2. So I'm so here for part 2, and I'm glad we can watch part 2, and I'm gotta give you shit.
Oh my god.
We can watch part 2 together.
Yourself.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it the first time.
Yes.
And I didn't give it a second shot too. It was one of those. I want to say it was like a Netflix run where I actually had the disc. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? This one didn't really.
Ooh.
It didn't wow me.
So
the first
you was
time.
discing on Netflix too back in the day. Oh, I was on Netflix.
What does that mean?
When before.
Oh, you motherfucker!
You fucking with us?
No.
They just in a disc. It wasn't no fucking streaming thing like that. You had to.
No.
Oh fuck you!
Yeah, and you have to mail it. You have to mail that bitch at that, or you could go to the kiosk.
It's like an online thing. I'm not joking.
Wow.
Y'all are old.
Fuck you.
Papa and
I was hosting these folks from Austin, and this chick came into the room and saw one of the sleeves, and she was like, "Oh my god, you still have those? You're like my uncle."
Oh.
How do those work? Wait, so all of the movies were on the disc?
Oh my god.
I mean, they had
no.
They had like certain things you could stream. I think back in the day, yeah, it was like it was Buku Limited though.
Yeah, it was more limited. So
yeah,
like,
the best shit was on disc.
Yeah, but now that it seems like everybody's more switching more to this, just to streaming, the movies will
I think you still do.
Quicker now.
You can still do the disc now,
you
can't
can still
you?
do it. Yeah, but it's like when the disc comes out on Tuesday, you gotta wait a week to get it though. Like that's how I do it.
They would send you well, they got probably do Blu-rays now, but they'll send you DVD home.
Yeah, you make it queue or whatever, just like you do with your My List or whatever, right? And like the first one on your list, if it was available, they'd send that to your house, with a little sleeve, and it had a little perforated little thing where you just tore it off, and you mail it right back.
And that's what really put Blockbuster out of business, because you could keep that bitch as long as you fucking want it. But you know, well, not I don't know as long as you want, but you can keep. Yeah, as long as you want, because then because you only got like 2 or 3 if you pay for more, so they wouldn't let you have more at a time than allotted. So if you only pay for like 2 at a time, you couldn't get another one, so you sent it back. But you could sit on that bitch if you wanted to sit on that bitch and watch it, and that fucked over Blockbuster, boy.
Yeah. But that's the system I was on, though, and at the time it didn't make an impression, and I had more shit in the queue. And I had a lot of free time, so I was just like, well, let's just... And
that's another thing.
Let's get it.
You'll set your queue up with all kind of shit, and you just be happy when shit come in the mail, like, oh, that came through.
I had 200 movies in my queue.
So I had so many movies in my queue at one point.
I had 200 movies. And so I was just like, well, this one didn't make a big impression, so hey, there's 199 more.
Right, but then, you know, they evolved their whole catalog and made way better things available because they got all these movie rights for streaming, and everybody moved to really stream. Because once they upgraded the type of shit they had on their stream, it was over.
Once they got their original content, Orange is the New Black and all that shit.
That did open it too. That did open the doors when that dropped. I forgot. Damn, because that Netflix just took off after that.
Yeah.
You saw Venom. How was Venom? Because there's hilarious about this movie right now, son. Critics hate it and fans love it.
Right. So full disclosure, Venom is one of my favorite.
And nerds are falling in the middle. Nerds fall in the middle. Like, yeah, because like your average layman loves it. Like my pops hit me up, he loved it. Jay says your parents loved it.
My mom and dad loved it.
You feel me?
Amazing.
People that I know that aren't into comics that just watch the movie sometimes love it. Now get online and shit and see the nerds having wars. Some of them hate it, some of them love it. And then, like I said, it's funny. Rotten Tomatoes has it as 22% from critics and like 80-some% from audience. It's trippy. So what's your take? Because I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, not giving too well. Yes, fuck. I dug it. I didn't hate it. I think I leaned more on the side after I had a little bit of time to think about it. I think I dug it actually.
You think you dug it?
Yeah, because listening to other people talk about it, I was like, oh wow, I was actually kind of into these moments. I was actually into this. I was actually looking forward to a second movie. Ooh, I was actually into this thing. I didn't get to see the second. There's apparently 2 stingers.
There's 2.
And I missed the second one. I didn't stay until the full end or whatever. But overall, Tom Hardy sells the movie. And I think
he voices Venom as well, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
It's not really apparent, you know, of course.
Yeah.
But it he that's what I heard. He voices it, but so it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie, and like so I think I've said this about Gotham before too. And the way you can go into Gotham and really enjoy it is if you divorce everything you've ever known about Gotham before you go into.
You have to.
That, yeah, right.
It's disrespectful as fuck for Batman fans. Yeah, you do it.
And now this one isn't as disrespectful to the franchise, but I just kind of went into that with that general notion that I'm gonna have to divorce a lot that I feel like I'm attached to about Venom. I'm just gonna have to just throw that out the window.
Yeah.
And sort of open up to what they give me. And it's not perfect.
Right.
The things that are wrong with it, I think are problems because he probably works better as a Spider-Man villain, not necessarily as the anti-villain that they're billing him as. But as far as the movie goes, I had a good time. By the time we got to the end of it, I was ready for a sequel. I was all on board for another one. Yeah, I mean, for me, it worked more than it didn't. While it wasn't perfect. Gotta keep saying that.
So we're gonna get that Venom 2 Rise of the Bat. Cause I'm gonna come back.
you show up more. I'm like, I had to kind of. It was I don't know. It was kind of strange. You know, you shouldn't smoke before you go into movies. Because I literally had to catch myself.
Oh gosh.
No, because like in my head, so when I watch a trailer, I just sort of piece together the movie, right? And I've gotten pretty good at it over the years. So in my head, I'm like, we may see him at some point. Because at some point, I don't want to spoil it for the people, but your boy says a line where he's like, bring in the next patient, and I'm like, oh, we know what that's gonna be. But that's kind of not what happens. Like we kind kind of show up in another way.
Okay.
And I'm like, and when that happens,
because I don't even know how I show up.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
I don't even know how I show up. I know
Okay,
nothing about it. My
sorry.
nigga, a couple of people hit me and was like, so you gonna be the second one? I'm like, bitch, they killed me. And it was like, there's a possibility the way they did you, dog. And I'm like, huh? So I go on IMDb and I'm like, I got a name now. I didn't have a name when I auditioned for this. My name is Jacob.
Yeah. You didn't have a name when
My name was Volunteer, nigga.
Well, they do refer. Okay, so all right, cool. So I can say that then. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So they say bring in the next volunteer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we know who that is.
Right.
'Cause that's what I'm like.
That's all I know is
how many fucking volunteers are there? So I'm like, all right, cool. But then it doesn't happen that way. Like you don't come in then. Like it's another moment where we kind of get introduced, and I had to catch myself because I'm like, oh look at this.
Stupid. This nigga's looking around by the way people listening.
You shouldn't smoke right before you go into the movie. You know where they fucked you up? When they gave you reserved seatings and they tell you get a lot 15 minutes before the movie, a lot 25 minutes.
People
That's where
doing
they
that.
fucked up.
People
'Cause
doing
I know
that.
exactly when to go in for the movie to start now.
Yeah.
And that's not good. Because I timed it out real good.
High time,
yeah.
Marty time. High times with Marty.
No, I enjoyed it though.
But yeah, so
I had to catch myself.
nigga said like, look, I said, well, if I get famous before part 2 come out, you never know.
That'd be awesome.
You know what I mean? But it was interesting.
Yeah, the window is open. Yeah, they're all right.
I didn't think there was a piece of a window.
think so either.
That's hilarity to me because, like I said, I've been joking and telling everybody my whole scene is in the trailer. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Nigga, how? No, it can't be.
Okay, I gotta see this movie.
Whoa.
I shot. Okay, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah,
I
like
shot
this.
another scene, but I didn't think they was gonna use it.
Oh,
So
okay.
if there's 2 scenes, that's pretty
know
I feel
interesting.
like you show up like on my count if I'm wrong, and listeners who've seen it let me know. You show up like three separate times.
This makes sense because my
okay,
mom.
I don't know nothing about that.
My mom didn't spoil it for me, but she did mention you, and she was just like, "He was so amazing. He was and I was just like, I was about to be like, "What happened?" But I'm
Fair
like, "No."
enough.
She was like, "He really did a good job." I was like,
Especially since I've been telling you, my whole thing is in the goddamn
yeah, 'cause I
trailer.
was prepped a different way. I'm like, "Word, that's what's up."
That's exactly how you prep me too, though.
Yeah.
That's why I had to catch myself.
'Cause
I'm
I'm
just like, well, I already, because he told me this is the scene that's in the whatchamacallit. This is the scene that's in the trailer.
Yeah.
Is where he is. So I'm like, that's clearly about to happen right now.
Right.
And it did not.
Okay. I'm excited to
sure.
see it.
Now,
I'm excited to see how they
that's why I'm
flip
kind
it.
of like, okay, so you've told me also too that you ran into Tom Hardy. Not to spoil anything, but you said that you ran into Tom Hardy.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, in the trailer.
Uh-huh.
So one
And
of
with
the
hair and
scenes,
makeup.
in hair and makeup, right?
Yeah.
Hair and makeup. So one of the scenes sort of made sense. I'm like, oh, okay, he said he ran into him in the trailer. Okay, so this one makes sense. And then there was another one. Okay, you know what?
I gotta see it.
You gotta
I
see
just gotta
it,
see
yeah.
it. I gotta
You
see it.
gotta see it.
Because I've been kind of dragging my feet too. Because I'm like,
But I'm like,
you know,
how do you not know that there's
they didn't give me the whole script.
Yeah.
We shot 2
They
scenes.
definitely put you at
We
least
shot-
in 2 different locations.
We shot 2 scenes. I shot 2
Okay.
scenes. You feel me?
Okay.
And one of them in particular, I just had set in my mind, this is a cuttable scene. I feel like they're gonna cut this. And there's my man when I'm, getting tortured or whatever they're doing. And I'm like, okay, of course they're gonna keep that in me, the trailer. So my mind is like, all right, I just had in my mind how it would be. And I'm very good at managing people's expectations because I don't want to be one of the people that be like, man, I'm in this,
movie,
and then I'm in the
man.
background waving, and it's like, nah, nigga,
Yeah.
you was just kind of there, but you're not. And so I don't ever want to overhype or oversell anything.
Yeah.
So I think that's what was in my mind with it. But then when people coming back with such reaction, I'm thinking in my mind, the fuck did y'all see? Like, you know what I mean?
Like, if not to, I'll say this and then I'll leave it alone. None of them are too long. But I see what they saw, but I
But I want to say shouts out to my nigga Jared Bankins, cause I knew he had a longer scene than mine, and he looked this from the trailer. He's a straggly haired Vincent.
Is he like the first?
He's white. He's a white dude with the straggly hair, and his body going to all these contusions
he's the
and
first,
shit.
Volunteer.
He's the first one.
Yeah.
So from the trailer, I was like, look at my nigga, cause he an actor. He'll be part of the same agency. He cool ass cat. You feel me? So yeah.
He's good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, y'all both great.
Word.
I'll leave it there, and
We're gonna check it out. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna catch this venom. You heard me?
Yeah.
Yeah, people. So yeah, well, I think most likely the next thing we're gonna review is gonna most likely be Venom. But Black Lightning is back.
Oh.
It came on tonight.
Sure
You heard me?
The DVR was recorded.
Oh yeah, we're recording tomorrow. This is not our normal record day. So we're recording Black Lightning tomorrow. So we're probably not gonna get the Venom.
Tomorrow?
We're not gonna do Venom tomorrow. We definitely doing Black Lightning tomorrow. I mean, if by some chance I see Venom by tomorrow night, you know we're gonna talk about that shit.
Okay,
But
cool.
all the CW shows come back this week, so we got our Black Lightning. I got my Flash,
Flash come on yesterday?
today.
Oh,
Flash
right, 'cause it's Tuesday.
and Black
I'm sorry,
Lightning
right,
are
it's
both
not
back.
our normal
You have something to go
recording
home and watch, Marty.
I just said
Yeah,
that. I'm
homework.
sorry. I'm high.
You have something to go home and watch, Marty. Flash and Black Lightning, dog. I'm so fucking excited, dog. If you're gonna take away My Hero Academia from me and my power from me, give me some more shit to watch. I'm here. I'm with it. You been watching Empire?
Yes.
You lost. I'm very caught up. Who's in the box?
We-
Who's in the box?
I don't know, man.
Who's in the box?
Who do you think's in the box?
Someone's in a box?
Somebody's dead. They did a 2-year jump forward.
Oh, that show is crazy.
Dude,
Yeah.
and it did, and buku shit didn't happen because you didn't even see how the last season ended. You know what I mean? But put it like this: they lost their company, and then they did a jump forward 2 years, and they're doing
interestingly
flashbacks.
enough-
What you saying, my nigga?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Like, oh no, because you said they lose their company. I was like, and interestingly enough, they almost get it back.
They do almost
and they
get
have
it
one of
back.
those situations that happens like in life.
Don't call my nuts, bitch.
Oh, what?
No, don't. That's why I felt like Lucius was on. Don't call my nuts, bitch. Nigga tried to
Oh.
call Lucius nuts.
Yeah.
And my
no.
nigga was like, no, but you ain't gonna try to corner me, bitch. No, I'm Lucius motherfucking Lion.
Oh,
I'm Lucius
bruh.
motherfucking Lion. But
That's so
but
dope, though. Yeah,
they're doing
yeah.
this thing where I forgot this because there's another TV show, another TV show I was watching that did this. Flash did this shit where remember Barry? They showed the grave at the top of the season, and the whole season we trying to figure out who in the goddamn grave that Barry crying over. And I forget who it wound up being after all this time. But they're doing the same thing where they show Lucius. Someone's dead. Someone's dead.
It's one of the lions.
It's one of the lines because he crying and shit. And
the only
they're,
person we've seen.
they're angling
we've
it to
never
be
seen anybody
Cookie.
in the family yet.
They're angling it to me to be Cookie. They showing up. They think that the camera rests on his ring finger when he pulled it up. With the color of the coffin is white.
I think it's Jamal. That's my.
You think it's gonna be Jamal?
Yeah.
They're angling it to be Cookie. I wouldn't be surprised if Jamal. I wouldn't be surprised if
This
it's
is the current season?
current season. Really, I'm not surprised by any lion because I think any of the lions can fit in that box. On
think-
top of Taraji has gone on record as saying that she ain't trying to play Cookie her whole life. So if Taraji went out the show, did she just get
What
married or
season are they
pregnant? 5. I know she either just got married or pregnant. I forget which one it was. But
I don't like. Do you? I feel like.
if she went out and if she just took another step in her life, and she said this before she took that step in her life, I forget which one it was. It's marriage or pregnancy. But if she's taking another step in her life and she's already going on record to be like, I ain't about to be doing Cookie like this. But then what is the show without Cookie?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Like she's sort of the backbone. I don't know if
I think no one's dead.
Well, put it like this. I don't believe that, but it's Empire.
It's a red herring.
It's Empire. Empire can do what the fuck it wants. Empire does what the fuck it wants.
Right.
Empire does what the fuck it wants.
I just hope by the mid-season break we know. Who
They
it
say it's
is.
going to the end. I don't want to be
they're
stressed
gonna
like
hold
that.
They're gonna hold the secret to
According to
the
this interview I peeped out, that nigga said you're gonna find out at the end. And we gonna bring you through all kind of twists and turns to get there, even if you think whatever. And I'm like, it's gonna be online. Ain't nobody gonna make Lucius cry like that. Cause I know Terrence Howard cry every episode. But that's my people cry versus but who knows? They might introduce a whole new character. Who knows with fucking Empire? Like they do what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, man. That was the review on that show. You dig? We finished it up. We got it together now. I feel like we got into everything I wanted to get into. Yeah, man. Hit us up at reviewingthat@gmail.com because as I always say, I want you to be part of the conversation. You dig? Also hit flywithbats@gmail.com if you want to talk to that crew, whatever going on with us at that point because we got a lot of crazy shit happening right now. On top of YouTube, Gumbo Monster 504 to catch our newest films. And I forgot this. Like all of our episodes, all of our podcasts, all go to YouTube, Gumbo Monster 504 on their own. So it's like, if you're a YouTube person, hey, go check out YouTube, get a podcast there too. It's that actor guy, Mr. Bat. Simple now for the review on that till we talk to you the next time, man. I'm outie. See, when people decide to cut it off at this point because they thought it was over. And shouts out to him, he had to leave, man. Once again, catch him at the Great Glassby _ on Instagram and catch his album No More Karaoke out on
Yeah.
Bandcamp. It's a beast.
Yeah, so we're supposed to talk so that people can attend.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Is that what we're supposed to be doing?
Good night, humans, or good morning if you are in China.
Yeah.
And this is Jay Steele. My name kind of sounds like a porn name, but it's cool. You can follow me on Instagram at IamJSteele_. Also, I just ate a whole burrito during this whole show.
She did.
And y'all didn't even know. It was huge.
Right.
And you can catch me in a few years on my 500-pound life. But in the meantime, go follow my food blog at Fat Girl Nola. And also go follow at Vray Films. Got 2 cool little projects gonna be dropping soon. Yeah, oh, and Black Girls with Mics, because, yeah. We be talking about shit that's important.
That's what we do.
For black people. So,
Mm.
yeah. Go follow it. Gram, Instagram. Okay.
You gonna do it too? Damn!
You can find me, Marty, MARTY, which 504 on Instagram, Twitter, and Snap in the chat. Also go to lowratedbitches.com, click on the Your30 tab where codes the show there with the Arrogant Observer code. Your30 with Marty and the Arrogant Observer. Check it out. Marty is out, y'all.
Oh, damn. We trolled you on that last episode again. And I don't think it's gonna make the light of day. We're gonna see. But yeah. I love it.
I was listening to the last one. I was like, yeah. I mean, that's something y'all gotta settle.
We trolled you hard on this last one.
Gotta settle.
We'll see, man. But yeah, y'all, thanks for listening, man. Till next round.
Do